Hey folks, your OS Reviews. You're watching our video first look and a quick review of the Alxum 10-port USB charger. This is definitely a multifunction smart charger. It's not going to overheat, overcharge your device. Really meant for the office, meant for the home, the kitchen, the hub, the center of your home, or also for businesses in addition to maybe libraries and schools that want to consolidate their charging. So you can see here what's special about this is it also includes these removable tabs that you can insert on these grids and efficiently stack up multiple tablets or phone that's charging side by side for a more efficient setup if you have a classroom set of, let's say, tablets. So let's take a closer look at some of the various features on here. It does have a max power output of 2.4 amps, which means that it's good enough for each individual port to charge even power-hungry tablets like the Apple iPad or other Windows tablets that drain power more than an average smartphone might. Otherwise, on the back here, some basic details of what's included. Rapid charger. It's not a Qualcomm Quick Charge enabled product, but still is relatively speedy and should be quite fast. Slide this out of the sleeve, and on the inside there's access just to the charger, quick start guide, manual, in addition to the cable or the port. And we see just the charger right on top. We'll take a closer look at the design of this in a second. It is made out of plastic, so it's quite lightweight, and underneath here there is the oversized brick-like charger. It's huge just to make sure that things don't overheat, and it draws power for each of the individual ports so that you can simultaneously charge 10 products at once. And here's an extension for the cable here. Finally, these are the plastic pieces which you would use for popping up your phones, and there's also a quick introduction start guide and also a warranty card. So what these are actually tiny little foam pieces that prevents your phone from getting scratched, damaged, or sliding around when it's in the individual grooves created by these stacked pieces of plastic. So a good amount of attention to detail here. So for instance, we see that these are just made out of plastic. We would maybe attach these strips onto the bottom here for that purpose. So taking a closer look at the charger next, again, it's made out of a glossy plastic material, very lightweight actually. Surprisingly, it's maybe, I would say, a fourth of the weight of the actual charging brick. So there's no real rubber accents on this, so it seems like it's not going to be super heavy duty, but at the same time makes it fairly easy to carry around or travel with, and it's still relatively slim for such a powerful charging hub. The top features both the ventilation grills and also access the pins for docking of these individual strips, for popping in the stands, and finally the charging ports are spaced apart quite nicely so they won't have any issues when you plug in multiple cords at the same time. Over here there's an LED light which will turn on when you have the charging started, additional ventilation grills on the back, some rubber feet that prevents sliding around on a surface or a desk, and finally there's just the AC plug. So let's try and plug everything in and show you guys a quick demo of what this looks like when it's charging up some tablets. Everything has been plugged in. You can see that the cords are fairly organized and they don't look too messy either, which is a plus. There's the company's logo over here. The LED light is blue. That tells us indeed we are ready to charge. So I've plugged in a few micro USB cables to do a quick test with several phablets here. Let's try and insert this onto the top of this phone. And you can see that the charging will begin automatically. It will charge it up again. It has a 5-volt 2.4 amp output, so it will charge it up in around 2 to 3 hours for most average Android smartphones, and not quite as fast as Qualcomm's Quick Charge. Don't expect it to get 30% in 10 minutes or something like that, but it will work fairly fast. And it's a smart charger, so it's not going to overheat, and once it detects that the battery is full, it's going to shut off charging for that individual USB port. So if you have multiple devices plugged in, it's not going to disturb the charging on those other ports. And after a bit of testing, we did find that there weren't too many issues as far as simultaneous charging is concerned. Doesn't really disrupt the performance of the other ports either. It gets a little bit warm after you use it for a long period of time, but that's just because this is using passive cooling as opposed to an active fan that kicks on in the background, which you tend to find on these larger USB-based charging kind of bricks and hubs that we've checked out in the past, but this one is completely silent. So the plus is it doesn't have any sound. The downside is it does get a bit more warm, but again, still quite a safe charger, I'd say. Let's try charging up another device. Again, I have a second USB port. Let's plug it into yet another phone or phablet here, and once again, charging has started. I can pop this into one of the corresponding slots. And finally, I have, let's say, a power bank that I want to charge, and that is doable as well. So simply insert that into the port, and you can see that charging has started, and pop this into one of the larger slots, and I'm done. So this is how it looks like. Obviously, the phones will still move around a little bit, depending on how heavy it is and if you move the dock a lot, but if you put it in place, it should remain fairly stable and remains an elegant solution to simultaneously charge multiple products at once. So thanks for watching this quick video first look and quick review of the Alxum 10-port USB Smart Charger Hub. You can check out more details in our official written review, but for now, this has been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS.